Hello, y'all. Good evening. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. Let me know if it sounds good. I'm a little under the weather, but I'm here. Hey, Vena. Hey, Kagome. But yeah, I'm a little under the weather today, but I'm ready to do the stream with y'all. Do some more of this Cemetery Mary. Get everything set up here. Let's see. No, I gotta load it. Yeah, this is the last one here. Hopefully the sound is good. Let's see. All right. All right. So it's been a few days. I'm feeling a lot better. So I'm glad I didn't catch anything too serious. But how sick I felt really got me wondering, especially with that coffin. There was something about it. I had to know more. Although it's too late for me to get to it now. But I was overcome with desire to know what had been making me feel so strange around it. Did you bring the supplies with you? Yes. I did have what supplies, Venom? 7 stream streak. Oh my god. Thank you so much, Kagame, for being here. You want to talk to me? Okay. I will mind my business. All right. Even if I couldn't get to that coffin again, there was still a place I could go. Hmm. Yes, I will keep aggressively tapping my spacebar. I found myself back at that church. I felt uneasy walking in, but I didn't feel sick anymore. The atmosphere in here was no longer heavy. At least, not as heavy as it had been before. I still felt some sense of pressure, but it was nowhere near as bad as it had been. Hey, Luca. It didn't feel great to walk into a church and immediately feel like something was wrong. There had to be someone I could talk to in here. Let's see who we're gonna run into. I walked through the halls. There were no services today, so there was nobody really. I wondered about the long halls with their tall walls. Something about walking through a building like this, definitely silent, and feeling a sense of pressure. Well, it just didn't feel quite right. Eventually, though, I made it to a room with someone in it, a priest, standing at the far end. Getting closer, I recognized them as being the same from the funeral service. Maybe they could help me then. I lightly coughed as I approached closer to alert them of my presence. They looked up to speak to me. Ah, may I help you? Oh, yes, actually. I just, it's hard to explain, but I don't know. I just need some help. Help is here for you. What do you need help with? Well, I was here for a funeral service not long ago, and when I was here, I started feeling not that great. Even now, I don't feel like I think I should. And well, my life in general hasn't been taking the best of turns lately. I just I'm sorry. I'm sure this is really stupid, but I guess I'm wondering, would you be able to know if someone was trying to contact me? Now, it's quite alright. Even if you feel confused now, I'm sure the light of your situation will reach you soon. God loves all their children very much so, and that includes you. So there is no reason to worry. Unless, of course, you've done something wrong. What? No, of course not. I mean, I don't think I've done anything wrong. Are you sure? Perhaps you should look over your actions. Sometimes it's easy for us to overlook all we have done wrong. Perhaps that is why God may be treating you in such a way, to remind you of what needs to be done. I see. Maybe there is something I can do better. We can always do better. But do not fret. As I have said, God loves all children, and that includes you. Sometimes love may be tough, but the point will get across in the end. Yes, you're correct. Is there anything more you'd like to ask about? Uh, I want to ask about what happens to people when they die? Like, exactly. If you know that, of course. What is the process like? Their soul departs from their body and travels someplace new. Except Steve. Where they end up depends on how they lived. Do they know? Know what? When someone dies, do they know that they are dead? Yes. I imagine they would know quite well. I see. I want to ask about. No more questions. Thank you for your assistance. Of course. Please, do not feel scared. You coming here in itself proves to me that you do not wish to be a bad person. I'm sure God has a plan for you. Do not stress about the outcome. It is in their hands now. I see. Thank you. Thank you very much. I exited the church shortly. I wasn't quite sure how to feel. I didn't quite feel like I got the answers I was looking for. The pressure began to lift off my shoulders once again once I was out the doors. But I still couldn't shake the feeling of there being something more to all this. Something I was missing. I decided to head to the library. Maybe I could look at some books. Oh, might run into that Reginald again. Not necessarily about religion, but maybe stuff about omens or signs. Because if there really was a sign, I didn't want to miss it. So I made my way to the library as briskly as I could and started taking out book after book to see what might help me with all this. I was sure that I'd be able to at least find something. Even something small is better than nothing. I picked up a few books and sat myself down in a corner to read them. I must say, though, I couldn't really understand most of it. I tried very hard to, though, but lots of it just didn't make sense to me. Still, though, I didn't want to leave without finding something out. Surely one of these books had to help me. Luck is a tricky thing. What does it mean when you say someone is lucky? Everyone always assumes it means good luck, but can it mean bad luck too? Everyone always assumes that unlucky means you have bad luck, but maybe unlucky just means you have no luck. Perhaps it is better if you're someone who is unlucky. Maybe so no luck is better than having any luck at all. So, in the nicest way, I hope your luck runs out. A curse is a terrible thing. Its purpose is always to inflict harm. Many people who are under curses are probably not even aware of the fact that they are. Perhaps they just think they are struck with some bad luck. Thankfully, there are ways to reverse a curse, but you may have to try many times in many ways before it's broken. Hey, Dark. What it is, you may not be sure anything has happened at all, but it's always better to live without a curse. The book proceeds to list different types of curses and possible solutions for them. I don't think I have a curse. Someone had to inflict a curse on you for it to even work, right? I don't think I know anyone who would want to do that. I, I hope no one would want to do that. Dark is definitely cursed. Let's see. You're gonna read about omens. Okay. An omen foretells the future in a way. It precedes events of a good or horrible nature. The omen itself may even seem like the good or terrible thing that is to occur. Perhaps the most cruel part of a bad omen is that it can lead to something even more horrific. There may even be multiple instances of bad omens leading up to the terrible event. Be aware of the omens in your life. Protect yourself. You may not be able to stop whatever is coming, but you can also prepare yourself for it. Should I be preparing? Yes, girl. You should definitely be preparing. Always prepare. I don't know what I would prepare for though, or how to even start. I hope all the weird stuff that's happened isn't any kind of omen. What is it that you wish? Is it a desire? Perhaps it's even a need. People wish for many things, every day, all the time, whether it is out of want or out of necessity. Do you truly believe a wish can come true, no matter how nonsensical, nonsensical it seems? They say there are many ways for a wish to come true. Many wish on shooting stars or the first star they see come nightfall. Many wish upon dandelions or by blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. But make no mistake, a wish is best burned. Burned? A burned wish is bound to come true. At the very least, it has the closest chance. The next time you must wish, try burning it. The results may not be what you imagine, but they are almost sure to come true. A burned wish. The manga that I had that weird writing in it, all this started happening after I burnt that book. Hmm. I remember that. Maybe whoever left that there left stuff in the other books. Let's find out. I put the book down and rushed quietly to the manga shelf. A burned wish comes true. I wonder, was it someone's wish that I burned? Or maybe I set off a curse in its place. If I burned it, did that wish count for me too? I eventually made it to the shelf I was looking for. Mostly all the set was here. Maybe whoever wrote it wrote in that book wrote more in the rest. I took out a book and hurriedly skimmed through the pages. I didn't even care about the spoilers I might get by doing so. When that book had nothing in it, I tried another, and then another. And then one of the books fell off the shelf. It surprised me just a bit, and sounded especially loud in the quiet library. As I went to squat down and pick it up, look at these symbols here. I noticed it had opened itself. On the page was a cemetery, of all things. But even stranger, there was a slip of paper that had found its way into the book as well. Was this left by the same person who left such a mess in the other book? I picked it up and began to read the note that was left. People are never gone forever. I promise you, this statement is true. There is no such thing as a departed soul. Not anymore. I will not regret this decision, but I must live knowing the truth of it. Not because no one will listen, but because it will leave me lonely for a long, long time. That's okay. It doesn't really feel lonely, even when it does. In fact, it's kind of fun. I wonder how much I'll be able to see before it's over. That is, if you ever intended for this to have an ending to begin with. It makes me wonder how many variations I will see. Say, if you're reading this, and I know you are, why don't you tell me? I love to hear your side. Okay. The note ended there. I'm not entirely sure what it means. I couldn't really understand any of it. I'm sure I'm missing a whole story behind it, but whoever wrote it, I hope you know that I'm listening. And I hope you won't be lonely for long because nobody should ever, ever have to be lonely. I left the library after that. It couldn't be a coincidence that the manga just happened to open to a page with the cemetery on it. So I decided I would check there for anything new or suspicious. Any kind of sign. I spent a while there, going down the rows, inspecting each grave for something new, something different. A letter that changed or a color that shifted. Anything. And then I happened upon it. In the way, 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 way back of the cemetery, right before the iron fence, where the cemetery ends and the forest begins, there was a new grave here. A grave I had never seen before. And I would know because I've seen them all. It had a strange writing on it, unlike any language I have ever seen before. Was it a code? But why would someone have coding on their grave? There was something weird about it. And the closer I got to it to inspect it, I began to feel nauseous. It was just like at the church, at the funeral. It made me feel dizzy. Just a little bit. It was as if a strange pressure was emanating from it. That was still the best word I could use to describe it. Just pressure. I really didn't want to get sick again, but this headstone, it was so curious. It had to be related to the rest of all of this. It had to be. I wanted to inspect it more, but by that point, I had been out all day. I knew the cemetery would be closing soon, and I couldn't stay for long. Not to mention, I was very tired. I had been running around all day, and it was finally starting to catch up to me. This weird headstone starting to make me dizzy again didn't help any. I decided that I would head home and try to make sense of it all tomorrow. After all, it's not like a grave would be going anywhere. Hmm. So I packed up and headed home. It would probably do me good to get some rest. My head was spinning with so many strange concepts after all. I followed my usual routine, the one I always follow when I get home. And, well, you already know what comes next. Let's see what the mystery person has to say. I know I usually try to ask you things, but I had a long day, so I'll probably go to bed soon. Besides, it isn't like you'll just suddenly decide to open up about anything, right? I'm afraid not. Hmm, that's what I figured. If I could ask anyways, just really quickly. Yes. Yes, your parents are still okay. Would you tell me if they weren't? Good night, Mary. Always so cryptic. The following morning, I had been digging through the fireplace. I had hoped that, well, maybe the manga I burned by accident could help provide me more insight. Even if it was set on fire, there was still a chance there'd at least be some salvageable parts, right? Please, just something. I'll take anything. It's worthless. It's all burnt up. Even when I try to pick up a tiny scrap that could be something, it just turns to ash in my hands. Guess I won't be getting any more use from that book. Just then, Crovin stepped in. He was about to walk past me before I called out to him. Crovin! Yeah? Where are you going? I'm going out. That isn't exactly an answer. It is. Is it important again? Yeah. Who wants to know? Sorry, I just wanted to ask if you might help me with this. Maybe when I get home. This is something I have to do by myself. When will you be home? Later. Crovin walked out the door shortly after that. He still didn't tell me where he was going. I was about to leave the house myself, but if I go out now, it might look like I was following him again or something. Yeah, I don't want to get him pissed off again like before. I didn't want to upset him. I figured I'd just stay here and play with the suit a while. But then, oh, my phone went off. I checked the notification. It was a message from Reginald. I don't know about that. Talk about perfect timing. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. That does not look as cool as it did in my head. My sincerest apologies. I'm sorry. I wanted to ask, are you not here today? Huh? I'm not where? The cemetery, of course. It is a bit cloudy today, but I figured you might want to be here before any rain started. Oh, you're there right now? Indeed, I am. No real reason for it. I was just passing by. Though I might see you if I stopped in. Though I suppose not today. That's okay. Well, actually, I was going to head into town pretty soon and visit the cemetery myself. I just want to check on some things there, that's all. There's been a lot of stuff happening that I'm trying to organize. Oh, I'll just wait for you here then. What? Don't be silly. Even if I leave right now, it'll still be a while before I actually make it there. I don't mind waiting. I mean, are you sure? Don't you have something better to do? That sounds really rude over text. I'm sorry. No worries. I think I'll still be here a while. Maybe I'll be here when you come on down. I guess we'll see. Well, alright then. I'll leave in a few. Guess I'll maybe see you there. I guess you maybe will. I tidied myself up, made sure I had everything, and then walked out from the cabin, waiting for the next bus into town. I wondered on the way there if Reginald really would still be waiting for me once I made it. I mean, I suppose I had no reason to doubt it. I just don't understand why he would want to wait for me. Surely there is a better way he could be spending his time, especially if he's got a day off today. But maybe if he's free, maybe he'd be willing to help me figure this out. I don't know. I don't really trust Reginald, but we'll see. The bus skidded to a stop as its usual station. I hopped off and walked in the direction of the cemetery. And before I knew it, I was walking past the familiar metal bars that led up to the cemetery gates. And as I looked past them into the cemetery, I noticed a familiar man with this long caramel hair coming out to greet me. Whoa, you're actually still here. Indeed, I am. I told you I'd wait for you, didn't I? I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I'm just a bit surprised you're actually still here. I mean, I know I find the cemetery exciting, but I don't think many others share that same sentiment. Weren't you bored out here by yourself? Not at all. In fact, I think I've grown even fonder of it. Really? If I'm being completely honest, well, I think I've even been visiting it more because of you. Huh? It's hard to explain, but even when you're not here, it still feels like you are in a way. Like all the care you put into it, it really shows. But don't take that the wrong way. Even if the cemetery always gave off your vibe, I think I would much prefer the real deal. I simply like being reminded of you here. You like the cemetery because it reminds you of me? Indeed so. I hope that isn't a strange thing to say. No, it's really nice actually. I've never heard anyone say something. Mm, Mary? I heard a familiar voice shout my name. They did not sound happy. I turned around to be greeted by. Oh, not Twyla. Oh, what does she want? I hadn't heard from her in a while, yet, despite this, she looked like she was fuming. Is this the reason you've fucking been ignoring me? Ignoring you? I sent you at least 4 messages this past week asking you to help me, including this morning. Not one response back. Turn my game volume down. Alright, hold on. Alright, is that better? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, thank you. Did you? I'm really sorry. My phone can it. As if I've never heard that excuse before. Okay, girl. I wasn't sure what to say. I didn't know what was going on. You know what, Mary? Fuck off. Here, I thought you actually wanted to help me, but I guess I shouldn't expect to rely on anyone in this piece of shit city. Huh? What are you talking about? Shut up. Just stop playing dumb. Is that all you know how to say? I just told you to stop playing stupid. If you think I'm going to fall for that act again, you've got another thing coming. Can't believe this shit. If you're gonna blow off helping people just to play around with some boy toy, then at least be honest about it. What? Despite how I may appear, I'm not a mean person, Mary. But if there's one thing I hate more than anything else, it's being disrespected. God, I just really hate flimsy, airheaded idiots like you. Here's hoping your precious little cemetery grows enough to fill a space in that empty head of yours. Okay, Twilight. I ran off after that. I didn't know what else to do. Reginald called out after me, but I just kept running. I didn't want him to see me like this. I was so embarrassed, I wasn't even sure where I was going. Just anywhere away from here. I couldn't stand there a second longer, so I'd run until it seemed like it was far enough away. Eventually, I turned into a small alley. I tucked myself behind a trash can so that no one could see me. No, Mary. And I just kept crying there. The things Twyla said. I never even got any messages from her. I had no idea what she was talking about. But she wouldn't listen. Maybe, maybe it is my fault. I told her I would help her, and yet I never even reached out to her. Maybe she's right. What have I been doing this whole time? I started getting so wrapped up in all this other stuff that before I could think about it much longer, I heard my phone going off. Reginald was calling. I didn't pick up. The second it stopped ringing, I had received a text message from him. Are you alright? Where did you run off to? What are you talking about? Of course it matters. Please tell me where you went. Is it my fault that she got mad at you? It's not about you. It was my fault. It doesn't seem to be that way from the way she was talking. It sounded like I was an issue too. Please don't worry about it. I'm worried. Regardless of what the situation was, I don't see any good reason for Twilight to yell at you like that. Uh, I do actually. Small world, isn't it? I don't know. I used to see her at the library quite a lot. Not so much anymore. When I did see her, though, I will admit, she wasn't always the most sociable. Although I'm upset to see how upset she got with you, I must admit, I'm not surprised. Have you seen her get angry before? Not out loud, if that makes sense, but, well, you could always tell with her. Very easily annoyed, I would say. She was polite, yes, but, well, you could always see it in her eyes. So please, don't take the things she said personally. I'm sure she was just looking for an excuse to yell at somebody, and you just happened to be there. So I can understand why she got mad. I think I would be mad at me too. Would you? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't like getting mad, and I try not to do it often. Unless it's like, something important, I guess. I don't know. But that's not the point. I think she's valid to be upset with me. But does that mean you deserve to be yelled at also? Because I don't think it does. I mean, well, I don't know. Thanks for thinking otherwise, I guess. Why should you have to apologize? She was the one who was needlessly cruel to you. But I feel bad. I made her mad at me. Mary, don't apologize. I know her. Maybe not super well, but still. I will try talking to her later. I'll get her to apologize to you. Please don't. She'll probably just be even more upset. It's nothing I can't handle. Please, don't worry. Everything's under control. I'll be sure that she is sorry. Oh, that sounds kind of threatening. Okay, Reginald, okay. Text kind of slowed to a halt, and then before I knew it, I felt a droplet hit my head. Then another, and another. It had started to rain. Well, I guess I wasn't staying here anymore. It's well enough. At this point, I, I really want to go home. So I did, and hoped I wouldn't have to remember today tomorrow. You haven't left yet, right? Hello? Are you there? I'm here. Sorry. You responded a bit late. Ha! No. Not close enough for that. We always talk about me. How was your day? Hmm, could have been better. In that case, you should sleep. It's the fastest way to have the day finally be over. I guess so. Good night, Mary. I woke up feeling a lot better the next morning. The things Twyla said to me still itched at me, but I tried not to think about it too much. There was only so much I could be doing, right? I just tried to not think about anything right now. I just want to enjoy my breakfast first, checking my phone and thinking about what I do that day. I never got the chance to try and inspect that grave the other day like I planned. I received a text message. It was Reginald again. Good morning, Mary. I hope you're feeling better today. Well, that's good to hear then. Say, I'm not busy today either. If you still got those errands you need to do, I can help today. I don't know. Please don't worry about something like that. I'm sure she's got it all out of her system after the way she talked to you yesterday. Hmm, alright. I'm just finishing breakfast, but I guess you can meet me at the cemetery again if you really want to. Sounds good. I'll see you there. I made plans to meet with Reginald at the cemetery again. I didn't feel all that confident as I left, but, well, whatever. Whatever. It's not like what happened yesterday would happen all over again, right? So I went, and I'd say it was like I was having deja vu, but I did experience this scene before. There you are. Yep, here we are again. Are you alright? You seem nervous. Yeah, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm gonna keep moving forward. Besides, once we start looking around, I'll be too focused to worry. Hey, speaking of, do you know, like, other languages? Why do you ask? Follow me. I'll show you. It's what I've been busy with. I led Reginald through the cemetery, winding my way back to where I found that mysterious grave. I brought him over to that tree, to that area, right near the edge of the fence. But, huh? Oh, dear me. How upsetting. What happened? I don't understand. Perhaps it was lightning? We did have that storm the other night. Th- that can't be. I never heard any thunder or anything like that. Mary, I ducked to the side of the grave. It couldn't really be broken. It couldn't. You poor soul. I'll fix this for you. Somehow. I didn't even know their name. You didn't know his name? I thought you knew the names of everyone in this place. I do. It's just this headstone. The language that was on it. I couldn't understand it. And I think whoever it was might have been trying to tell me something. Mary, I'm sorry, but, well, it's just, that seems a little silly, doesn't it? Especially if they had to die before they could send that message to you. But it wasn't just this, there's more to it. There was also, come with me. Mary, I grabbed Reginald's hand and began to hurry to the library. It felt as if I couldn't run fast enough, especially with how he kept trying to slow me down. What's all this about? I'll explain more once we get there. He kept following me and I kept leading. I had to show him what I was talking about so he could understand how big of a problem this was. We entered the library and I quickly but quietly guided him over to the manga section. Huh? Mary? Is everything quite alright? What did you want to show me over here? Stupid, stupid, stupid. Why am I always such an idiot? Reginald began to coyly look at his phone while I berated myself in front of the empty shelf. How could I have been so careless? I should have checked out all the books for safekeeping. And now, every one of them was gone. They could be in a garbage truck or being shipped somewhere else. Somewhere far, far away right now, for all I know. Stupid, stupid. So stupid of me. Mary? Huh? I've got to go. What, you're leaving? I thought you were going to help me today. Yes, but, well, there's something I have to attend to. Huh? But you said you weren't going to be busy today, right? I know, but something came up, and well, are you alright? Why are you looking at me like that? Hmm? Looking at you like what? Like, you think I'm weird. You know I don't think that. You think I'm crazy. You think I'm just a creepy ghost girl, right? The ghost girl at the cemetery who talks to herself because she's crazy. That's what you're thinking, right? No, it's not fine. It's fine. I also have somewhere I gotta be. I've gotta go. Hype hype. Thank you, Kagame. Mary, please don't do this again. I promise. I was out the door before he could finish. Though I was sure it would have been long before a librarian shushed him anyways. I skipped all the silly stuff this time. No alleys, no losing track of where I've been. I just hopped on the first bus back home. I heard my phone buzz all along the way back, but I didn't look at all. I couldn't. I knew Reginald was going to try to be nice about things because that's just the way he is. But I just couldn't look right now. I didn't want to look at anyone. Hey, hey, Paula. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good evening. I just didn't want to be around anyone. Too bad I was stuck with myself. Hydration check. Yes, I do need some water. Thank you, Venom. All right, hydration check complete. I'm doing good, and yourself? Hope you're doing good as well. Let's dive back in. I filled the rest of my day with distractions, allowing it just pass to be- to just pass me by. I didn't want to think about it. I dust until my arms hurt, and I prepared dinner hours in advance because if my mind was preoccupied, I wouldn't have to listen to myself think. So I filled up the rest of the hours with any distraction I could find. And then one last distraction before bed. Why me? I'm having trouble understanding what you mean. It wasn't as simple as it being a choice, as hard as that may be to understand. But truth be told, even if it was, I think I would still choose to do this for you. I don't understand. I don't even know you. Don't worry. That's all going to change soon. I promise. Good night, Mary. I didn't sleep well that night. Everything just started to feel bad. Was it all just in my head? Am I just losing my mind? What am I even doing? It's not like anything I do will help mom and dad come back. So, what's the point? Why am I trying so hard? I woke up in the morning and followed my routine of washing up and putting on some fresh clothes. I picked up my phone, and the second I did, it was perfect timing apparently. It buzzed in my hand the second I held it. A text message from Reginald. Good morning, Mary. I don't know when you'll be awake, but I wanted to apologize for the other day. When I said I had to leave, it wasn't to get out of spending time with you or anything like that. I promise. But it was rude of me to do that. I promised to spend the day with you, didn't I? It was wrong of me to have left. Reginald, I can't really talk about it. It's a private matter. But regardless, I shouldn't have prioritized it over you. Reginald, you know I'm not. I'm not mad that you had to leave. I just panicked. I don't know why. You may not be mad, but I am. At myself, that is. Not at you, of course not. I'd never be mad at you. Anyways, I wanted to apologize for yesterday. I never meant to make you feel bad. I still feel awful about it. That's why I want to make it up to you. Oh, you don't have to do that. I want to. I think it'll help me feel better if I do. Will you be free tonight? Um, yeah, I guess. Not like I ever really have plans, anyways. Lovely. Come to dinner with me, won't you? I'll pay and everything. My treat. Oh, Reginald, it's really not necessary. Please. It'll make me feel a lot better. And you can tell me about all the stuff from yesterday that I never gave you the chance to explain. Well, if you're sure. Of course I am. Where should we go then? Oh, I know just the place. Reginald told me about a place he thought I would really enjoy. I admit, I had never heard of it, but I was willing to try anything, I suppose. Though, I always feel a little bad whenever I go out to eat somewhere. Always feels like I'm cheating on the diner in a way. Well, time passed. I did all my usual things. cleaned a bit, walked around the cemetery. Hey, Draven. Thank you for the biddies. I don't have any type of notifications, but yes. Thank you so much, Draven. But it was hard to do anything of importance. I was so preoccupied thinking of going out to eat tonight. It almost made me wish I could make time pass just a little bit quicker. And then evening began to roll around. So I made my way to where Reginald said the place was located. I was still feeling a little lost until I saw him standing outside. This wasn't the place I remember him saying he'd be at, or is it? Well, I mean, it must be, if he's standing here, right? He looks like he's on his phone. That's probably because he was passing the time waiting for me. And seeing as I was already a bit late as it is, I wasted no time in going to greet him. Reginald, yoo-hoo! I waved over to him, and then made my way over. I saw him jump a bit at my yell, and then he met me halfway. Mary, what are you doing here? What do you mean? You told me to meet you here, right? Yes, that's right, but I mean, that might be too full for us, actually. I was actually about to text you and see if you wanted to go someplace else. I didn't want to keep you waiting. Oh? But we're already here. I don't mind waiting, you know? And I feel bad if you have to drive us someplace new. Oh, but I'd absolutely hate to make you wait. Really? It isn't a big deal. Well, I suppose, if you insist, we could try. Reginald held the door open for me. I thanked them and walked inside. Although the place was pretty full, there actually wasn't any wait time for us. We were seated immediately. I figured as much. There was only two of us, after all. We sat at a table in the middle of the dining room. Funnily enough, as I took my seat, I began to wonder, what kind of food do they even serve here, anyways? Thanks again for inviting me here. It was really sweet of you. I really, really appreciate it. Of course. It was the least I could do. You know, it's kind of nice being able to eat out at other places. I'm so used to my mom's stuff. Ah, that's right. You live in that diner by the cemetery, yes? Yeah, there was never really any need to go out to eat. I always just used to eat at the diner because it was so convenient, you know? And it's not like we ever ran out of food. So, what made you choose this place? Oh, well, it wasn't my first choice, honestly, but I thought you might like it. It is pretty nice in here. I suppose so. Though, I think the thing that makes it the most nice is the fact that you're here. You think so? Of course I do. Anyways, I had been meaning to ask you for a while, but couldn't find the right time. How long have you lived here, anyways? In our city, I mean. Really? Yeah, my family moved here right before I was born. I can't remember a time I wasn't living in the city. It feels a bit silly sometimes, though, to have lived here all my life, and yet there's so much of this place I haven't even seen yet. Have you lived here long? Well, I haven't spent my whole life here, but I wouldn't say that I've lived here longer than anyone anywhere else. Isn't that so funny, though, that we both lived here for a while and we only met like a month or two ago? Kind of suspicious, but that is quite funny, isn't it? Who would have guessed that one day we'd be sitting in this restaurant together? Hey, speaking of that, is anyone going to come bring us a menu? I know it's a bit busy in here, but yes, I'm sure someone will come soon. Oh, suddenly, It was as if, it was as if Reginald's whole demeanor changed. I didn't know how to explain it, but he seemed more clammy and nervous. Uh, oh, just whatever. I don't really care what I get. Oh, are you okay? Yes, yes, of course. Why wouldn't I be? Sorry. Actually, I'm sorry. Would you excuse me for a moment? It'll be very quick, I promise. I just need to step outside for a moment. Yeah, of course. Go ahead. Thank you. Reginald got up in a hurry and made his way towards the front. Why was he acting like this all of a sudden? Maybe he needed a smoke? I know a few people who get a bit antsy if they haven't had a cigarette in a while, like Crovin, for example, but Reginald never seemed like a smoker to me. Hmm. It's been a while. Or has it been? Maybe I'm just overthinking how much time has passed since I'm sitting here by myself. People are starting to stare. They look away quickly, but I can see them. It's fine. Nothing I'm not used to. Where is Reginald, though? I was going to talk to him about the stuff I found. But no, it's fine. He's probably not interested in that stuff, anyways. But I am concerned about what's taking him so long. Unless, maybe. Would he? Maybe I should leave. I was about to collect my things and stand up out of my chair. Oh, oh. I whipped my head around to see what caused the noise, as did everyone else. In that 1 second, there was already a crowd of people forming around one booth. I joined them. I couldn't see what the matter was until a few people moved in just the right way to let me in. Uh-oh. Though maybe it was better if they didn't. Oh. A man was laying on the floor, shattered wine glass and spilled wine beside him. He had a familiar looking liquid dripping out his mouth. Oh, it's the symbiote. It's the symbiote. It definitely wasn't wine. What happened? Is he okay? He's fine. He's okay. He just drank too much, that's all. But that's totally not wine. It's your fault, Venom. But what about the black stuff? Black stuff? Where? Who said that? Did he get a bruise? Couldn't they see it leaking out his mouth? People continued to cause a commotion. I could hear the staff and the woman he was sitting with try to explain to everyone what happened. That he must have just drank too much and they shouldn't panic. But how could that possibly be the case? Was this the killer too? Were they here? Were they still here? Reginald went outside and didn't come back in. Did something happen to him? Did someone get him too? Is he in trouble? All that time I was sitting and waiting for him. What if he was in danger? What if something happened to him? Why didn't I check on him sooner? I have to go out there. I have to make sure he's okay. Uh, Reginald? Hello? I sighed in relief. Reginald just looked at me confused. I put myself back together before speaking to him again. Reginald, you're here after all. Yes, I apologize for leaving you earlier. I had to take an important call, and well, No, it's fine. I'm just happy you're okay. Why wouldn't I be? Well, someone inside, they collapsed. What? I don't know. I didn't see it happen, but they just fell on the floor, I guess. They're trying to say he just drank too much, but it doesn't look that way to me. Why didn't you tell me earlier? We should leave because I'm so sorry. No, don't be sorry. It's all right. Reginald grabbed me by the hand and led me to his car. It was parked out on the sidewalk, a bit of ways away, so he didn't want to lose me in the dark, especially not after what had just transpired. Oh, the po-po. The po-po. As we pulled away from the sidewalk, I could hear the sirens of an ambulance from behind us. And as I looked into the rearview mirror, I could see their flashing lights as they pulled into the restaurant parking lot. Reginald said he wanted to take me home. After what happened there, he said he wouldn't really feel all that comfortable eating at anywhere else nearby. And, well, it's not like I could blame him. He told me he could drop me off at my house, but I declined. I told him to just drop me off at the bus stop. He didn't argue with me. He dropped me off at the bus stop, and I noticed as he parked across the street, I wasn't exactly sure why until I received a text message. Just want to make sure you get on safely. That was nice. The bus came, as it always does. I got on, and soon I was heading home once again. I hoped everything would be okay. I really did. Even if some people believe that I hope for the opposite. Did you go out to eat tonight? Hmm? What do you mean? Something happened at a restaurant near me. Was it you? No. How can I be so sure I can trust that? I don't even know you. Have you made it your choice to trust me? I hate when you say things like that. I hate that my parents are gone. I hate that everyone's dying around me. I hate that things just keep getting worse. When is it going to end? When are you going to give my mom and dad back? Will I even be able to see them again at this point? I'm sorry if I've given the impression that I'm trying to make you miserable. I promise you that I'm not. And I promise it all has a reason. I hope I can prove that to you soon. Good night, Mary. Good night, I guess. Thank you. I can't sleep. What time is it, anyways? I don't know what to do. It's so late, and everything's so. And all I want to do is sleep. But every time I do, it feels like I'm just waking up half an hour later. What should I do? Snack? Hmm. I kind of want to, but no, I won't. Then I'll just make me want to keep eating. A midnight snack will turn into a whole midnight meal. And then by that point, I'd probably be too awake to go to sleep. Hmm. Let's call Craven. Sometimes Craven will stay up really late, having gone to some kind of club or something or other. Sometimes he'll even sleep over his friend's house and leave me all alone out here in the woods. But tonight was not one of those nights. He conked out in his room a little bit before I went to bed. I can still faintly hear him snoring from over here. I don't want to call Twilight. I don't want to call. I'm going to read a book. No, I can't. Knowing me, I'll get too wrapped up in it. The next thing I know, the sun will start shining through the window. And, well, that just won't be good at all. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? Nope. I'll just shut my eyes again and try to go back to sleep. And hopefully, the next time I wake up, it'll actually be morning. And I'll actually feel rested. Huh? Who is calling me? My phone had just gone off. Who's calling me so late? Reginald? Why is he calling at this hour? Is he alright? Should I answer it? Curious, I answered the phone, but the call ended immediately as I did. That's strange. Should I call him back? I went to my recent calls and had attempted to call him back. I didn't realize until too late that I had accidentally video called him too. Reginald? Ah, Mary. I can see you. Yes, I can see you too. Sorry, I didn't mean a video call, but... Oh, you know why he's calling me? Did you call me just now? Oh, did I? Many apologies. I must have dialed you by accident. I'm very sorry if I woke you up. No, it's okay. You didn't actually. Um, who? Me? Just some work-related things, that's all. Why are you up so late? I just can't seem to sleep tonight, that's all. Ah, I see. Seems like you and me both won't be getting much sleep. So, that's my night. But what about you? Are you feeling okay? Why do you ask? Well, you certainly look very tired. Yeah, I guess. But I just can't sleep. Sorry, you said you're busy, right? I shouldn't distract you. Hey, no. Don't say that. I'm glad to be talking to you at any time of the day. Why? Huh? I'm sorry. I'm just having trouble understanding. Every time we hang out together, it seems like something bad happens. I just feel like, I don't know. You're still so nice to me. I don't understand how you haven't gotten upset with me yet. Do people get upset with you a lot? Hey, it's alright. I just enjoy spending time with you. Truthfully, I am someone who doesn't have a lot of friends. And it's okay living like that for a while, but it gets very lonely. And then I was invited to that funeral, the one I had met you at. I was surprised I had even been invited. I think it was just a formality, but I went anyways. I'm not sure why. Something just told me that I should. And then I met you. Honestly, I was surprised you even remember me when we met back at the library. Of course I remember you. We talked quite a bit that day. If I think about it, I can remember it well. It was a particularly cold day, despite it being summer, but the funeral was still held outside. It's how I was able to attend after all. You stood right next to me. I noticed your red hair. I had never seen anyone with hair like yours before. Really? Never in my life. We didn't talk much during the service, but, well, of course we wouldn't have. Afterwards, you and the group you were with decided to eat at my family's diner. I didn't even know it belonged to you back then. But even still, I had sat at the corner by myself for a few minutes. But rather than sit with the rest of your group, you instead chose to come sit at the counter with me. Why did you do that? I don't know. it just felt like the right thing to do at the time. You just interested me. Yeah, I've been told I'm interesting before. Something. I felt more comfortable sitting next to you than anyone else there. Why is that? I don't know. I guess it just felt like you were someone like me, someone alone. Besides, I had figured that I might not see you again after that day, so I didn't want to let it pass me by. But I guess I was silly to worry. Honestly, I'm surprised that you even remembered me. I feel like, well, when I talk to people at the funerals, I found myself, and I feel like I don't really see them often, if ever again, really. Maybe when they're visiting their loved ones again, but I don't know. I don't feel like anyone remembers me. They may remember that someone odd was there during that time, but I never know how much they really remember about me. Well, to me, I think it'd be impossible to ever forget you. I unintentionally yawned pretty loudly right then. I'm so sorry. Don't be. Like we discussed, it's late, and I'd hate to keep you up. But, well, before we hang up, would you like to do something soon? Like what? I don't know. But I think I could really use something to brighten things up. Will you meet me by your old diner tomorrow morning? I've had an idea that I think will be even better than anything we've attempted before. Plus, I'd really like to see you again. Yeah, I think I like that too. Wonderful. But we can discuss the details of that more tomorrow. Good night, Mary. Good night, Reggie. Reggie? Uh, I'm so sorry that it just slipped out of me. I don't know where that came from. Keep it for me. I like the sound of it. Well, if you're sure. Well, here's Reggie signing off. That's kind of cute. After that, I laid back down onto my bed. It felt much cozier all of a sudden. So much easier to just drift off to sleep. I was up and awake early the morning, a bit earlier than even I had anticipated. I was unsure if it was because I just had so much difficulty staying asleep that night, or because I was not feeling excited to see what it was that Reggie had planned. Regardless, I made my trip to the front of the diner as Reggie had instructed me to do. It still felt weird to see the place so empty, but I wasn't going to think of all that stuff right now. Today was going to be a good day, definitely, and I was going to get my mind off of things. Before I knew it, Reggie pulled up in his old car. He was smiling and rolled down the windows to say, "Come on, get in." And then we were on our way. Thank you again, by the way. No need to thank me. I've been needing a de-stressor myself. Sometimes life goes ways you don't expect. And when that happens, it's nice to try to take a break. Yeah, you're right. Say, where are we going anyways? You still haven't told me. Well, if I tell you, that might just ruin the surprise. Why's it gotta be a surprise? Don't you like surprises? Do you? Hmm, well, not really. But still, I think it'll be better if it's a surprise. Hmm. Can I guess? If you want to. Hmm. I bet you're taking me to. Really? Yeah. You strike me as the type of person who will like them. Honestly, if I didn't already know what you did for a living, you kind of look like you might work at one. Well, I do appreciate artifacts. Good guess. So, I got it right? No. I just think your guess also sounds like a pleasant idea. Maybe we'll plan a date for that too. Where else can we go though? We're driving pretty far out. I don't think I've ever been down these roads before. Where are we headed, anyways? Well, I will admit, it's somewhere a bit out of town. But I thought that might be a good thing too. Everything back home has been very hectic, hasn't it? I think it's nice to forget that place exists sometimes. What, drive out of town? Not always. Well, sometimes. I'm actually quite the traveler, you know. Really? I wouldn't have expected that from someone in your career fields. Well, I didn't always used to do that. It's actually quite recent that I started. Really? But you seem so skilled at it. It just happens to align well with my interests at the moment. Though, I must admit, I always did have a thing for some of the more grim sides of life. Perhaps that's not the most apt way to say it, though. It's more of an appreciation, you could say. But I'm sure you understand that better than anyone. Yeah, I think I get what you mean. Still, though, it seems a bit weird to go from traveling a lot to what you do now. Well, I'd like to travel again soon, but maybe not so soon. I'm fine where I am for now, especially since where I am is where you are. Hey, we're almost there. Really? Mm-hmm. Just a few more blocks. When we arrived, I couldn't believe it. He had taken me to an aquarium? Really? Mm-hmm. I couldn't think of anything more calming than watching the fish swim along. I love a nice aquarium. Do you like it? Like it? I love it. What are you just standing there waiting around for? Come on, let's go. I grabbed Reggie by the hand and dragged him inside after me. An aquarium. I was so excited. How did he know I always wanted to go? The penguins! I haven't been to one of these in so long. I didn't know they have outside animals now, too. Indeed, they do. I think it's quite nice being able to see them up close like this. It's so cute. What kind of penguins are these, anyways? Oh my, that's not a very nice name at all. Maybe they've done something to deserve it. No way. I refuse to believe something so cute could do something so bad. Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, Mary's so cute. Oh goodness, look at this. This cape is just the cutest. I need a stingray cape. I will say it seems very fitting for you. You you think so? Why do gift shops have to be so expensive? Do you want it? I don't mind paying if you really want it that badly. No. I'll think about it. And I have my own money anyways. If you're sure. Look at all the jellies. Jellies? Yeah. What else would you call them? Fair point. They're so pretty. You know something? Despite their elegant appearance, I hear they're not very bright. That's pretty silly, I think. I'm sure they're smart in their own way. Well, I guess it'd have to be to survive with the rest of us, huh? You know, When I'm running around, I always forget how nice it is to just sit down. That is, until I'm actually doing it. I can't remember the last time I walked this much. I know I can. Now that we've got a bit to sit, what's been your favorite part so far? My favorite? Well, I think that's a really hard decision. I liked everything. Though, I guess I really like seeing they occupy. It was like it was looking right into my soul. And they're so smart, you know? It makes me wonder how much they know. Like, when it looked at me, do you think it knew I was a person? Are their thoughts like ours? It makes me wonder how much they can interpret. Ah, I didn't know that interests you. Would you wanted to know you were a person? Yeah, I would. Cause I mean, I already think of it as a person too, sorta. Just one I can't talk to in a way it understands. Sorry, I'm sure that sounds super weird. I don't think I'm making much sense. Not at all. I understand where you're coming from. It's just like us, right? Only a little different. How about you? What's been your favorite part? Truthfully? Well, I think I just enjoy spending time with you the most. Hey, you can't say that. Now I feel like a jerk for my answer. Don't. I just appreciate the company. That's all. Thank you again for bringing me. I'm having a really nice time. I can't remember the last time I had a day as nice as this. Thank you for coming. I'd go by myself, but where's the fun in that? I mean, I understand the value in time alone, and honestly, I think I appreciate it more than most people. But always being on your own gets lonely too. Makes you go a little crazy, you know. Makes me glad I met you too. I appreciate being able to share experiences like this with you. Yeah, I understand. Though, I'm kind of the opposite. I don't think I really like being alone that much. I think loneliness is miserable. You don't enjoy being by yourself, even every now and again. Honestly, not really. But you're always at the cemetery, aren't you? Forgive me, but I can't imagine one would make many friends there. I like to think of them as being my friends, you know? I mean, I'm giving them flowers all the time. Somebody in there sort of gotta appreciate it, right? Do they? I mean, I know I would. You would? Yeah, I would. To know that someone's caring, even if they don't know me, that's a nice thought, isn't it? That someone you don't even know cares about you? Uh, I suppose it is. But doesn't it mean even more when somebody does know you? Yeah, I think it does. I mean, I think anyone would choose spending time with a friend over spending it with a stranger. Well, would you? Me? I I'd spend my time with, though it feels like I'm lying when I say that. How so? Well, I don't have many friends, if any. Even the friend I do have, I knew him since childhood. So, does it count? Would he still want to be my friend if we had never grown up together? If the first time he met me was on the street or a public place, would he even be my friend? Or just someone passing by? Still, though, I enjoy the company of the few friends I do have, regardless of how we became friends. I think. I mean, you're my friend, right? Because I'm just, I'm really grateful for that. Because, well, making friends hasn't always been an easy thing for me. I was actually kind of shocked when you reached out to me, I guess. Why wouldn't I? You were always so pleasant to me when we spoke. Maybe no one ever. like, follows up with me. I was just a strange girl that met at a funeral once. We spoke about this, didn't we? I only really meet people through funerals. And well, I can understand why I don't see them again after that. Who would want to be friends with that creepy girl who hangs out in the cemetery all day? All she does is stand there and talk to herself. I've got a nickname. I've heard him say it. Cemetery Mary. It's what they call me. At least, it's what the people who remember me call me. Do you like it? Hmm, yeah, I guess. That's what kids used to call me back when I went to public school. You stopped? Yeah, kids weren't very kind to me. No one really wanted to be my friend. I was weird. Even as a kid, I always wanted to be in the cemetery. Kids used to say I was a witch, using the power of the dead to, like, spread curses, something or other. Or visiting my past victims. I don't know. Kids are mean. And my appearance never really helped. My eyes are too weird, too big, too creepy. You aren't creepy. Children are just cruel. Yeah, I know. That's what mom and dad used to tell me too. Though, I do think it's better hearing it from someone else. Thanks, I guess. I mean, I guess I can't deny how much time I spend there. Can I ask something? About the cemetery? Yeah, of course. Well, maybe it's not really the cemetery itself, but the funerals. You seem to be awfully good at finding your way into them. So much so that it feels as though many don't get upset with you. It's quite remarkable, really. But I suppose my question is, why? Why? Yes. What is it about them that makes you want to attend? Honestly, I think they're sweet. The idea behind them, at least. It's tragic to lose a friend, of course. I've felt that loss more times than I like to think about. I've felt it pretty recently, and it's terrible. But there's something wonderful in the process, I think. Have you ever seen so many people get together in one place? People always call out for things. They can't make it to your birthday, they can't be there for the holidays, but everyone comes to a funeral. And you know why? Because they love that person. Whether they were best friend or they hardly knew them, they still come. Because they impacted them enough to come. They meant enough to them during their life that they came to say goodbye. The more people there are, the more you know how loved they were. Can you imagine that? Being loved so much, having so much of an impact on someone else, that so many people come to your funeral because they'll miss you and because they love you. I see. That's why I like to go because you can feel it. I can feel how much people love the deceased. It's heartbreaking and heartwarming all at the same time. I've never thought of it like that, but I want to now. That must be such a beautiful feeling to experience and such a beautiful way to look at it. I'm worried. Everyone has so many people who care about them. Even after they are dead, they'll have a moment where they are surrounded by friends. I don't have friends. No one's going to remember me. Mary, that isn't true. I know that I can't speak for other people, but I hope you know that I'd care. And I'd never forget you either. I don't want to sound like I'm crazy, but you've had more of an impact on me than anyone I've ever met before. I'm like you. I don't have many friends. And after meeting you, well, I think I realized how miserable it really is to live like that. I didn't realize how bad it was until I actually had someone I could call my friend. And to think that you think that if you were gone, you wouldn't be missed. That is unimaginable to me. I I don't think I'm a very memorable person. But if it means anything, I can promise you that you are unforgettable. I'll always remember you. In this life, the next, and the one after that. And that's a promise. Thank you. It does help a bit. I don't like to think about it, but even if there's only a few people who'd remember me, or even just one person, it makes me happy knowing it'd be you. Of course, I can never forget you. Aw. It's been a few days since then. I felt a lot closer to Reggie ever since our day at the aquarium. Although he's been so busy with work, I haven't gotten to see much of him since. But I don't feel lonely. He sends me texts all the time, so even when I'm alone, I don't quite feel alone. It's nice to be alone, but not lonely. Besides, I had a nice day by myself, actually. Sometimes it's nice to just return to the cemetery for a normal day after so much chaos. I made sure I put at least one flower on every grave today. But soon, my head started to hurt again. You should read your choice before you select it. Yeah, thank you. And I felt very dizzy. I took a small rest sitting down by myself. I told myself that I wouldn't let myself black out again. That I just sit for a few minutes and then get back up and head home if I was feeling really bad. But that's not what happened. I truthfully didn't mean to fall asleep. I really didn't. But when I sat back against the mausoleum we have, after being outside on my feet all day and having one of those familiar headaches, well, I was just so tired. I didn't even realize I fell asleep until I woke up to the sound of rain. I was surprised to not have had any strange dreams this time, but this is a big problem. Only the roof trim of the mausoleum was keeping me safe from the rain. And it was pouring, and worse, even still, it was night. The only light I could see was from the street lamps at the outside of the cemetery. Oh dear, how could I have slept so long? Well, I couldn't stay hiding under here all night. I took a big breath and ran across the cemetery to the street. Luckily, the gate wasn't locked. Again, I was surprised, but thankful, as it meant I would not have to find some other way out. Once I was out in the sidewalk, I noticed the street lights were the only lights on. Everything else seemed closed. How late was it? I didn't want to pull my phone out in the rain to check, but by any means, I had most definitely missed the last bus back home. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I had to find shelter first. I ran through the rain, trying to find anything that was open. It wasn't long before I felt my shoes filling with water. I'd get a cold out here too long, and the rain showed no signs of letting up. But I knew there just had to be something, anything, open. And eventually, I made it somewhere. It was the movie theater. Thank goodness. I rushed myself inside and took a seat beside the posters, waiting to dry off and taking my phone out. Just as I had suspected, it was pretty late, and knowing the usual times of the cinema, I could tell it wasn't going to be open much longer. What do I do? Even though I wasn't sure how he could help me right now, I had to at least try calling up Crovin. Ring, 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 pick up the phone. Why isn't he picking up? Mary? Oh, you picked up. Thank goodness. I was starting to get worried. I I'm having a bit of problem right now. What is it? Well, you see, I kind of fell asleep in the cemetery, and I only woke up a few minutes ago, and it's raining really bad now, and I missed the bus. I don't know. I was hoping maybe you could help me out somehow. No can do, Mary Moo. Didn't I tell you? Tell me what? Mary, I'm not even home right now. I'm not even close. Where are you then? I'm out of the fucking city right now, Mary. I had these plans with these friends. It doesn't matter. I swear I told you. I don't remember. Look, bottom line is there's no way I can help you from here. What am I supposed to do then? Fuck, Mary. I don't know. I heard his frustrated sigh through the phone. I couldn't see it, but I could tell he was pinching the bridge of his nose. Where are you right now? I'm at the movie theater, but I think it closes soon. Alright, well, do you have anyone else you could call up? Maybe stay with them tonight. I mean, I guess so. Awesome. Great. Sounds good then. Look, Mars, I really gotta go, okay? Call up one of your other friends. I'm sure one of them will come get you. I heard the click of Crovin hanging up the phone. Call up one of my other friends? Well, there's only two of those. Who should I go with? I don't want to talk to Twyla. It's gonna be Reggie. Definitely not talking to the mystery number. Calling Reginald. I decided to call Reggie. I didn't want to bother him, but I really don't think I had any other choice in this scenario. I heard the phone ring a few times, and then he picked up. Mary? It's a bit late, isn't it? Is everything okay? Yeah. Well, actually, I kinda missed my last bus home. And I was hoping maybe I could stay with you tonight instead. Yes, of course. Where are you now? I'll be right over. Thank you. I told Reggie I was at the movie theater, and he said he'd be there in no time to come get me. I was really grateful to have a friend as generous as he is. I hoped I would one day be able to return the favor. I saw the faint outline of Reggie's old car pull up to the side of the movie theater, and I went out to meet him. Even though it was raining, he still got out of the car and held the passenger door open for me. I told him it was silly to do that. I hope it wasn't too late. You caught me in the middle of getting ready for bed, actually. And I wanted to get, rechanged. Don't feel right to leave the home in pajamas. No, you're good. Alright. We drove off to Reggie's apartment amidst all the rain. Because it was so late, there were hardly any cars on the road, so it made the drive a bit safer. We pulled into a parking space next to his building, and he covered me with his jacket as we ran inside. So sorry, I wasn't thinking. I should have brought an umbrella. I didn't mind. We stepped inside to the familiar buzzing of fluorescent lights, and quite frankly, a pretty gross smell that still lingered from the last time I was here. Reggie didn't mention it though, so I wasn't going to either. I didn't want to potentially embarrass him or anything like that. Reggie led me to the stairwell and we headed upwards. I had forgotten how high up he lived. Once we were in the hallway, Reggie began to lead me to his apartment. I tried to be quiet as we moved through the hallway, not want to disturb any of his neighbors. I noticed a few boxes and other junk outside of one of the doors. Was someone moving? Lots of people have been moving out recently. I wonder why. He whispered to me. Not like I can blame them. Our landlady hasn't spoken to us in a while. Hmm. I think they might take her to court soon. I see. Then, before I knew it, we were entering his front door. Well, here we are. I apologize for the mess. If I had the foresight that you were coming, I would have cleaned ahead of time. I looked around Reggie's apartment. Is this what he considered a mess? Nothing even looked dusty. Thank you for having me over. It's nice to be here again. And I can get such a better look at it this time now that I'm not all sick. I suppose that's true. Oh, but don't worry about sleeping on the couch or anything. You can take my bedroom. It's next to the kitchen. I'll sleep out here. Huh? Oh no, Reg. I couldn't. You already drove out in the middle of the night to pick me up. I can't take your bed too. Nonsense. I insist. You'll have a much better sleep, I'm sure of it. But don't you have to go to work in the morning? I'd feel awful if you couldn't get a good night's sleep. Oh, don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Oh dear. I just realized. Huh? What? Is everything okay? You don't have any pajamas to wear, do you? Hmm. Oh, don't worry about that. I can sleep just fine in this. How can I not worry? No offense, but although your outfit is quite the ensemble, I don't think it would make for a very nice sleep. Why don't I go out and buy you something really quick? No way. That, it's really nice of you, but I can't accept that offer. It's so late, and I doubt anywhere is even open. Oh, when there's a will, there's a way. Besides, I need to pick up some things anyways. So, please make yourself at home. Help yourself to anything in the kitchen, and don't be afraid to turn on the TV. Not that creepy TV. I'll be back shortly. Before I could protest anymore, Reggie was out the door, leaving me alone in his apartment. I guess all I could do now was wait for him to get back. Hmm. What should I do in that time then? We are going to watch TV. The best thing I could probably do right now was just watch some TV and wait. I plopped myself onto his couch and turned on the TV. There were some commercials playing, so I didn't know what show was on yet. Hmm, what's on at this hour, anyways? Before I knew it, I heard the sound of a door unlocking, and Reggie was walking through the front door. That was fast. I watched as he locked the door behind him, dropped off some of the plastic bags he was carrying, and shrugged off his coat. He left one bag in his room and then proceeded to put some stuff away in his kitchen. Then he came to sit beside me. So, what are you watching? Oh, I don't know. Nothing in particular. Well, would you like to watch something? Or would you rather just head to bed? Hmm, now that I think about it, I can't remember the last time I actually watched something on TV. Reggie passed me the TV remote and told me to put on anything I like. He wasn't picky. Maybe we can watch Murder Mystery. I flipped through a few channels until I found this one. It was playing a murder mystery movie. It seemed to be taking place on a train, of all places. It started a detective and his young sidekick. It seemed fairly interesting. Do I watch it? Yes. Oh, really? This is what you chosen to watch? Do you not want to? No, nothing like that. I'm just surprised. What with all this happening in town and all? I felt like you might stray away from this type of content. I don't know. I'm interested. Fair enough. Reggie and I sat and watched TV for a while. It was pretty nice. Though eventually I started to feel tired. I think Reggie could tell too. I yawned as I stood up off the couch, thanking him once again. It's not a problem at all. I left the pajamas in the bag for you. I think they should fit. Good night, Mary. Oh, one last thing. If you need to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, I know this apartment can be a bit difficult to maneuver in the dark. There's a flashlight in my desk drawer if you need it. Just try not to shine it at me while I'm asleep on the couch. I thank Reggie once more and wish him a good night as well. I do think it was a bit funny though. Does he not know my phone comes with its own flashlight if I need it? I took a step into Reggie's room, closing the door softly behind me. I flicked on the light switch and it turned on a lamp at the other side of the room. It gave off very faint light, making the room very dim. I'm sure it looked better in natural lighting, but right now it was a bit hard to see. Still, it looked as if Reggie didn't have very much in his room at all. I could see his bed and nightstand, and a vanity too. Was this the desk he was talking about? Other than a built in closet, there was nothing else I could really see in there. Though, I guess when you have a whole apartment to yourself, you don't need to shove all your stuff into the bedroom. I reached down and gathered the pajamas he had bought for me. They were simple, standard pajamas, though they felt really soft. I'll have to remember to pay him back for these. I got changed and left my clothes on the end of the bed. Then I crawled into his bed. It felt and smelled really clean, as if it had been recently washed. Even though I felt cozy, I still felt a bit weird and bad about sleeping in Reggie's bed. But I guess it was too late now. Mm, It's okay. I'll just have to find some way to make it up to him, the way he always does for me. I laid back down and closed my eyes. Nothing left to do but sleep. I had a pretty nice sleep, actually. Reggie's bed felt comfier than my own. But that only made me feel all the worse for taking it from him. I got dressed into my usual clothes and carefully stepped out the bedroom door. After all, if Reggie was still asleep, I didn't want to wake him. But to my surprise, there was no one there at all. I knocked on his bathroom door just to make sure he wasn't using it, but there was no answer. It was then that I noticed a note that had fallen in front of his front door. Mary, so sorry to leave you alone this morning. I had an urgent matter to attend to. I don't think I'll be back anytime soon. But feel free to help yourself to any food in the apartment for breakfast. All I ask is that when you leave, you lock the apartment with the spare key in the end table drawer, and then slide it back under the door. Thank you. I'll talk to you later. I see. It didn't really feel comfortable taking Reggie's food, especially when he's not home, and especially not after all he did for me. I followed his other instructions and left the apartment. Wonder what I'll do with today. It's been a few days since then. Nothing all that eventful has happened. Though, I guess when it comes to me, that's probably a good thing. I haven't gotten any new messages from that strange number in days. It's a bit worrying since I don't know any more about my parents' whereabouts than I did before. I try not to dwell on it though too much. It's been difficult. I've been very alone with my thoughts recently. I have been spending so much time with Reggie lately. I forgot how sad I can get when I'm all by myself. Reggie. It's not that he's been ignoring me or anything. In fact, he messages me about almost every day, but all he really tells me is that he's been so busy lately. Not like I can blame him. It seems like he's always been taking time off to see me recently. It's no wonder he's so backed up. He always says he wants to see me again soon, but he has to take care of things first. I hope he gets them all done soon. But, no, it's fine. I don't mind that much. It's not always bad to be alone, right? Or rather the cabin. Although it's still not, quote, home, I must admit that there's a few things cozier than watching the sunset from the windows. I was about to start getting changed into pajamas when a message? Oh no, not from Twyla. What does she want? I opened up my messages app. I was receiving multiple texts from Twyla, spamming themselves one after another. No, not Mary. I said 911. Is this speech text? Ducking phone getting me killed. Fourth Avenue, Fourth Avenue. Huh? What? What was this? Is Twyla trying to call 911? Fourth Avenue. Is she okay? I have to go make sure. Waiting for the bus to arrive, I dialed 911. Luckily, the bus still runs at this hour. I told the authorities about how I think someone I know is in danger. They said they'd send out a team right away. I don't know why I'm going. I guess I'm just really worried. Twilight was investigating the killer after all. And even though I don't know her overly well, for someone like Twilight to call the police, she must be in danger. And I said I would help her, right? Maybe if I had been there to help her, then she wouldn't be in danger now. I started to run as soon as I got off the bus. Huh. I don't see any police. What happened to that team they supposedly sent out? It felt like no one was on the streets right now, including Twyla. Suddenly, I felt like I couldn't breathe. I ran up and down the streets trying to find her. I wanted to call out her name, but I was scared. An unintended party might hear. All I could do was run down the sidewalks and glance down every alley I could see, hoping to find her. When. Oh, wow. Mary? What are you doing out at this hour? Reggie? I need your help. What's the matter? What happened? It's it's Twyla. She's in danger. She tried calling the police, but called me instead. She's not answering any of my messages, and I called the police for her, but I don't see them anywhere. Whoa, 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 calm down. It's alright to be worried about her, but if you think she's in danger, then you really shouldn't be out here. I have to be. I have to make sure she's safe. What if she's in danger? What if she's encountered the Blackwood Butcher? Well, isn't that even more of a reason not to be outside? You have to help me look for her. Pardon? Please, Reg, we gotta find her. It could literally be a matter of life and death. Please, Reggie. I spun around him and started tugging on his arm. We have to find her. The longer we wait, the worse the situation can get. Mary, let go. Please. Oh. Oh. Something fell out of Reggie's jacket and onto the sidewalk. Got some bloody scissors. A pair of bloody scissors? Huh? Mary. Uh, yeah, it's time to get on out of here. I didn't understand what was happening. I didn't have the time to process any of it. But I knew I had to get away. I ran and ran as fast as my legs could carry me. I was hoping to lose him in the alleyways. But in trying to get lost, there was something that I found. Oh my god. Ooh. Suddenly, Reggie was pinning me against the wall. Mary, my dear, why are you making that face? Wasn't she so mean to you? Right? This is getting kind of kinky. She made you cry. Don't you remember that? Why did you come out here? I feel as though you're doing this on purpose. Are you doing this on purpose, Mary? Is this funny to you? Maybe I should make things hilarious then. I couldn't understand what was happening. Reggie, this, this isn't the Reggie I know. Reggie was so nice to me. Reggie was my friend. He was my friend. This this hand around my neck, just who does it belong to? I wanted to do it cleaner, as clean as I've been doing it. Unfortunately, she didn't give me much of an option. But that's fun, isn't it? She's a fun one, isn't she? Real fun. But don't feel left out. Now that you caught me, we can finally have some of our own fun. Because I know what you'll do. The second you're out of my sight, you'll tattle on me. And I just can't have that. So, how will I silence you? I just cleaned my scissors. I'll miss that pretty voice of yours. But it won't be for long. But you've got those pesky little hands of yours too, don't you? Those hands that know how to write and sign and tear my life apart. It's alright. We can take those too. I know you don't understand it yet, but don't you worry. I promise you, it's for the best. Now, why don't you open that pretty little mouth of yours? It'll be over quicker if you do. What is all this? What's happening? This isn't Reggie. This can't be Reggie. This doesn't make any sense. Let me go. Put me down. Suddenly, he kneed me right in the stomach, holding me against the wall. He forced his hand right into my mouth and pulled my tongue out. Don't worry. It will only take a second. Oh, congratulations. You've just completed a route of Cemetery Mary. Okay. Thank you for playing. But do you think you can get the true ending if you try again? This is not the game to have on in the background. Yeah, it took a different turn, but I was like, okay, I liked it. So that was my first playthrough. I definitely will go back and play it again to see another ending, but I kind of like that ending for real. Like Reginald. I had a feeling he was the killer. I like that twist. But yes, so that's gonna end the stream for tonight. Thank y'all again for joining me for Cemetery Mary. I don't know when I'll do another playthrough, but my next stream will probably be me doing more Doki Doki. Don't know the day, but it'll be this week. It will definitely be this week. But thank y'all again, and I hope everyone has a good night. So, bye bye for now. Am I gonna let it end with Reginald choking me out? I mean, that's one path, so I'll have to replay it again to get a different ending. Because I'm assuming there's like at least four endings to this story, depending on what I choose. But I will be back. I will definitely replay it again. Bye bye. Sweet dreams.